Hello, hello, and welcome. Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen. Episode number 168. IRL interview. In real life. We are with Hassan.
How's it going, guys?
Hassan, what's your full name?
Hassan Umar.
So I've been saying Hassan with an A. Is
Yeah, Hassan, yeah.
Okay.
Hassan, if you want to be like
Hassan?
more phonetically correct. It's an Arabic name. It's supposed to mean beautiful. When you start changing the phonetics, it could mean jackass. So whatever you're comfortable with.
So that's the difference is when your mom calls you a name in different tones.
Exactly. There you go.
All right. You go. I'm learning these things. No wonder they were. I was like, kept telling them, no, my name is not Hassan.
Hassan. But you know, whatever works for you.
All right. So where are we at right now?
We're at my family's restaurant on 539 9th Avenue would be the exact address. We could call it Hell's Kitchen. We're on the corner of 40th and 9th, right behind the Port Authority, which is the main bus terminal for basically all the United States.
Yeah.
A stone's throw away from Times Square as well. We're about 3 or 4 blocks from Times Square.
And
so we're in the middle of it all.
What's the name of your restaurant?
We are at Lasani Grill.
Lasani Grill.
Yeah, Lasani in my parents' home language means unparalleled or having no competition.
Okay.
So I like to believe that our food is Lasani.
Okay. I saw you guys had the #1 falafel in Manhattan sign on the wall.
Yeah, and I will stick by that. I mean, everything is made from scratch in this restaurant, and the falafel we take very much pride in because we make the mix from scratch rather than buy it in bulk at a big box store and then just fry it fresh. We make it fresh from scratch and then pan fry it rather than deep fry it. I think I'll stand my falafel up against anybody. I think Mahmoud's is the only one. Shout out to him that we've been compared to, but people still say we're better. So we'll see.
All right.
We got to do a blind taste test for falafel like they do for pizza and stuff.
I'll do this. I will sacrifice my soul for this. I'm down.
Awesome.
So it's sort of weird. We're talking to a restaurant owner, IRL. We met a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago, almost to the month.
Yeah.
During NFT NYC.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was an awesome time actually.
So I came in at what, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
And I walked back and I saw this sign that is still on the wall.
Yeah. Well, we took out the QR code for it, but
you did.
Yeah.
Buy a samosa on the blockchain, eat IRL. So LasaniMadeWithLove.com.
Yeah.
What made you want to do IRL?
Well, I mean, I've been interested in the digital space for a while. I mean, I didn't go like headfirst rabbit hole into it, but I've been seeing the NFT space, digital cryptocurrency space, and how it's been kind of flourishing, and more people know more about it. And I wanted to be one of the first to, everything's done digitally, to be a brick and mortar place that is sharing the digital space and an actual IRL in real life location where, your NFT goes further than just, hey, it's something that I believe has value. It's something that we've actually attached a lot of value to through having a brick and mortar store. Thank you.
Okay. And so when did you get into blockchain?
So literally right before, I think a couple months or maybe a month before NFT NYC, funny enough, I had a friend of mine who was way deeper into the space, and he was doing the whole finding about Web 3.0 and all this stuff. And he was the one that was like, hey, do you think that you'd want to do this? And that was already on my mind. So we outsourced the creation of an NFT. It was a golden samosa. We call it the golden samosa NFT, and we just released it through Bitsky, I believe. Unfortunately, the project kind of fell through, but I'm still looking and trying to get back into where we were at that point last year, because it was a week before NFT NYC. We released it, and then my restaurant, because of my own little bit of knowledge in the space and my thirst for knowledge in the space, became almost like a de facto meeting place. And that's when you came in.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had maybe 2, 3, 4 people all night. People were coming in discussing NFTs and Bitcoin and Ethereum and, where it's going. Gary Vee has his fly fish thing that he's doing with the restaurants and stuff like that. So this place became like kind of a de facto meeting place for every time, at the end of the night, you guys would come in and, there'd be people here talking this, that, and the third. So I just loved it, the knowledge exchange that I was being able to be a part of. And then, kind of supporting the idea as it's being birthed here. Nice. So that was really cool.
So, what, samosas being made, ideas being made.
Yeah.
So you're feeding the ideas.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like the samosa is a staple of actually not just one country, but an entire region of the world. It's kind of like empanadas in the Hispanic, Spanish, Latinx world. And we have samosas in like the Asian, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, from like, I guess you could say Turkey all the way to India, Malaysia, and India. They all have versions of samosa, sambusa, some people call it. And it's just like it's a pastry bread stuffed with your choice of whether it's potato, chicken, beef, whatever the case might be. It's a handheld little food. And I thought that it'd be cool that, when you did buy the NFT of the samosa, you'd get a whole bunch of stuff, including the big selling point, which was having a samosa for free every day for 6 months.
Okay.
And that way right there, you had your, whatever, it was $120 or $130 for the NFT. You got it paid right there.
Yeah.
And then there was other door prizes and recipe drops, and we were doing a kitchen experience and all these other things that would all just make you feel like, you're a part of the community, which I feel like the NFT digital space is. It's just a community that's coming together, that's kind of sick and tired of the way that society and, whether it's centralized banking or currency goes, it's now more in the hands of the people.
Yeah.
And I like that concept. I like that idea. So anything I could do to be a part of that, I was just like, all right, let's kind of do this.
All right. Nice. So, what have you learned from that?
From exactly what?
Being the founder.
Okay.
And you sort of said you hit some road bumps.
Yeah.
What were some of the road bumps you hit?
It was actually just one main one. Fortunately, there was the gentleman who was helping me, my friend at the time, wasn't always forthcoming with the information that I personally needed as a business owner, who was putting in, the equity as far as, whether it was the actual making samosas and releasing NFT and buying all this stuff. And so, and he just wasn't forthcoming with a lot of information. So we had to kind of sever ties. And I mean, the one major thing that I learned was just to, cross your I's, dot your T's, though it is a new space. And because it's a new space, you want to try to it's almost like a Wild Wild West situation where you want to, like I said, just, have your P's and Q's in order before you go ahead and make investments and so on and so forth. It's nothing crazy. It's just like business 101 kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, what was the takeaway that you could pass on?
The takeaway is I would say for the one time in my life, leap first, ask questions later. Because even though it might have not worked out the way I wanted it to with the person I wanted to, the people I've met, not just you, Taco, but everyone during NFT NYC, again, that community is strong. I didn't see anybody fighting. I didn't see anybody complaining. It was all like, oh, hey, I know this. Have you heard about this? Can we learn this together? Can we learn? And I would say just if you have an idea, you want to be in that space or you're interested, go ahead and do it. I don't think there's anything wrong with learning and gaining information and gaining knowledge, which is what I did. And I feel so much more confident going forward. If I do have to make another relationship or partner with somebody, I kind of know what I'm looking for. And again, I'll have my I's dotted and T's crossed this time.
Okay. So so then here's a question. Your Golden Samosa NFT. Yeah. Did you do the art? Who did the art?
No. So my friend, he was more of the kind of creation, digital, getting the MetaMask wallet attached and doing all the stuff. I have the restaurant. I work here about 70, 80 hours a week. Okay. So it wasn't a lot of time for me I needed somebody on that side of the stuff so that I can focus on the actual, because like I said, you're getting a free samosa. There was also a 10% daily discount for in the restaurant. So, coaching my staff on, hey, somebody shows that they have this coin or whatever, this NFT, this is what they're going to get. This is how they do. And we also had an iPad set up during NFT NYC where you could actually buy the NFT right then and there. And then we'd have this whole big conversation about it, which is great. But right now I kind of removed that. But no, yeah, I'm super excited for what's coming up in this year. And I'm preparing again for NFT NYC. And I think hopefully we'll do another launch.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be awesome.
I know. I think it would be awesome.
Thank you.
Free samosa.
I mean, hey, bro, it's something like I said, from the culture wise, some that people should be getting to know. Look, you go around New York City, you'll see 100 pizza stores. It's handheld food. People love eating it. Empanada Mamas, I don't know if I could name drop or whatever, copyright, whatever. But, they're down the block. You see people with these. I think a samosa is just right along those same lines of a culture food that could be integrated into, New York City life, especially where it's so diverse. People should know, what I mean? Like this samosa is attached to like this culture. And again, like, you buying an NFT, it's not just for the value that you place on it. Now you buy our NFT, it's like you're kind of supporting a small business in Manhattan. Where, I mean, you could walk into 150 stores on 9th Avenue, you'll probably find 3 that are actually like family run, operated, and owned. There's one that I know is a bakery on 9th Avenue and 45th, is Poseidon Bakery. You see grandma, mom, son, they're all working there. It's kind of the same situation here. I have me, my sister. We have a couple more staff members now because we did open during COVID. It was a little bit tough. But now we're kind of, in the community and we've been kind of settled and we have a foundation. So now we're able to build that. But, you buying our NFT, now you can be a part of, oh, look, there's a small business and I support them. And it's not just you coming in to eat, you own the NFT, you're showing people your NFT. Now people are talking about it more. And I come from a background of, hey, marketing, digital is great and all this stuff is great, but word of mouth, you can't beat that. Yeah. So when you buy the NFT, you get your free samosa, you start talking about it, hey, it's a family-owned spot right next to Times Square. And all of a sudden, we're competing with the likes of bigger restaurants or your Chipotles or your Cavas or whatever the case might be. We can actually stand up to those because we have a community behind us.
Nice. Yeah. And you're doing sort of one of the things opposite of a lot of people where they make Web3 projects and then they try to find that Web2 hook.
Okay.
You're already a Web2 business. And you're trying to find that Web3 hook.
Right. I mean, I thought that was the way to do it. Maybe I'm backwards.
Yeah.
But I think, having a little bit of a brick and mortar where people can see, like, hey, I bought this NFT. Look, that's the place that I bought it for. That's my restaurant.
Yeah.
I always tell people, look, when you're here, your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People come in here, they'll forget their wallet. They forgot money. Take the food, eat your food. Once you're good, we'll figure out the money situation later. It's not about that. So I feel like I'm very humbled and very, very blessed to have that opportunity here where I can provide that for people. And look, the digital space is where everything is going. Everything is, whether it's digital, it's AI, it's this, that's a space. And I think that it would be prudent for people to like at least gain knowledge, whether you want to take part or make yourself an expert, whatever the case is, but gain the knowledge so you're not left behind. I feel like almost, when Microsoft came out back 80s, 90s, you would feel crazy if you knew about it now and you're like, oh man, I wish I had invested back in Microsoft. This is kind of that time. This is that time where you can be like, you know what? This is the ground floor. There's so much room for improvement. There is no ceiling. So like, gain the knowledge, get into the space, and then see where you can find your niche or whatever. And maybe not, but at least you're up with the times and you're not, a fossil. Which kind of like brick and mortar businesses are going towards. You know what I mean? Some of them, like, they're the kind of fossils where, like, again, we opened during COVID. There was about 30 or 40 businesses that had been around for 20 years, successful businesses that all closed down. Yeah. Because I feel like they didn't keep up with, like, whether it's Uber Eats and Grubhub and, like, the
tech side.
Yeah, the tech side of things, the digital space of things, and accepting online payments and doing all those things where it may not be convenient for you, but you don't open a business for yourself. Yeah. You open it to be a service to the people around you. Yeah. So I always tell people, like, even for something simple, like they come in, they'll be like, oh, you want cash or credit? And I'll tell them, whatever is convenient to you. I'll take Bitcoin if you want to pay me in Bitcoin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever is convenient to the customers, our guests, that's what I want to do this for. So, I've had a lot of meetups here where people come in, there's not as many people know about the digital space, there's a lot of people that don't. So I was doing it like almost every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, have a small meetup, 4 or 5 people. I would, make some samosas and stuff. And we just eat. And I actually ended up meeting some girl who's like roommate's dad was one of the founders of Eat, stuff like that. And you don't know who you're going to meet, when you're going to meet them. I actually saw Gary Vee at one of his like after parties. I didn't get to like meet him or whatever, but I saw him and it was cool. Like everybody is very helpful. Mm-hmm. That's what I really like about, where this is headed. I don't feel like anybody's trying to get anybody. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of times business, that's where it leads to. Even I felt it. But, you know, I think that this community is really good for growth.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to grow in a space, like, I don't think there's any other place you could do it as fast and, you know what I mean, with the community that we have here.
All right. Mind if I ask a hard question? Family question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you seem pretty on it on tech side. Has it been hard for you to get your family to do that, or has your family said, "I trust you with this," or you know, enough rope to hang yourself, or
exactly that?
You know,
they're very agnostic about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, all right, let him do what he does. If it fails, we'll rag him. If it doesn't, we'll be behind him.
Okay.
So yeah, they're just kind of in the background. They're here to support me in what I'm doing, whether it's the brick and mortar, whether it's a digital space, and they're just like, all right, go ahead. They may not believe in it, but they believe in me.
Yeah.
And they're supporting me as I'm like going through it. So
amazing.
actually, that wasn't a tough question at all.
Sometimes it can be.
No. You know, look, family, it's weird, man. Sometimes they don't want you to do certain things, not because they don't think it's a good idea, because they don't want you to fail, fall flat on your face. And the one thing good or bad about my family is they don't care. They like, if you fall flat, you learned your lesson. You know, hey, why do we fall, Bruce? To learn how to pick ourselves back up, right?
Yeah.
So they're very much a proponent of that.
Okay.
So they're like, hey, if you fail, if it doesn't work out, then it's on you and you learn something. But my mom gave me her opinion, which I won't share. But she told me what she thought, and I was like, all right, fair enough. And then, you know, like I said, but that's why I'm being rather trepidatious, I guess. Just, you know, like I said, cross your T's, dot your I's, get your P's and Q's in order, whatever, you know, metaphor you want to use. As long as you have all that stuff, your ducks in a row, then, like I said, you know, tread softly, see what happens, and then, hey, man, like, things can really, like, take off. I remember this couple in, like, Wyoming couldn't make their mortgage. They needed, like, 40 grand, created an NFT project, 200 of them made their mortgage plus more, paid the bank up, and now they're living a good life. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what project is going to hit people, you know, with what emotion, what pathos, and what it can inspire them to do.
Yeah.
So for those things, for those reasons, I'm like, hey, man, just put your head down, go forward, and we'll see where we land.
All right. So with the project, I heard there was family recipes being dropped.
Yeah,
going to be dropped.
So every month to 2 months, because the restaurant itself is a conglomeration of the different cuisines that my family grew up with. My grandparents are from Turkey. My parents were born in Pakistan. I was born in New York City, Queens. So we actually have like burgers and fries. We have kebabs and falafel. And we also have spicy tikka masala naan samosas, which are from the Pakistani side. So in having that, we wanted to drop recipes throughout any cuisine, not just the one, the two, or the other, but we would actually have, so every 2-3 months, we would drop the recipe, maybe our falafel recipe, maybe not that one, but maybe the samosa recipe even. Yeah. You know, maybe one of our marinations we would drop. And like the big one, every 6 months, we will do a kitchen experience.
Okay.
We're actually going to close the store, invite the NFT member in, and teach them not just the recipe, but how to cook the food, plate the food, about our business, how we started. I mean, my mom started her first catering business out of the stove of our first like basement in Queens back in like 90, yeah.
Okay.
So like 34 years ago.
So we got another drop coming is what you're saying.
Soon, yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's going to be great. Any last things you want to say?
No, just thanks for coming by. Thanks for the opportunity to talking with me and, you know, sharing my story and things like that. I just really appreciate that. Thanks a lot, man.
Not a problem. All right. One more last time for the people that got on late. Who are you?
My name is Hassan Omar. We are at Lasani Grill, located at 9th Avenue and 40th Street, right behind the Port Authority, conveniently located. If you come through Manhattan, you're going to pass by the store.
Yeah.
So even if you don't want to buy anything, stop by, say what's up. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And so we have another NFT project coming up. So we have NFT NYC coming up.
Yeah.
Great things.
April, I heard, right?
Yeah, April 23rd, I think.
Okay.
20th, something like that. 20th or 23rd?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. 420, 423, got it.
Something like that. I knew the dates earlier. Literally was looking at the dates earlier.
I think it's third week of April. I think you're right.
You know? So, any last things you want to say? Words of wisdom. This is how I end every episode.
Nothing. I don't have wisdom. What I do have is a grateful heart. Like I said, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you coming through, giving me the time and opportunity.
No, definitely. And as I end every show, I like to end every show with my words of wisdom. Closed mouth does not get fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth. Do I sound like a fat kid?
No. Not at all.
As
You might
we-
be hungry, just maybe not hungry for food, but
Always,
definitely hungry for
always,
something, right?
always. And so as we end every space, we end it with the greatest knock knock joke ever.
Okay.
Knock knock.
Who's there?